Hello, my name's Emma Cockrell. I'm a registered nutritional therapist and a whole food and natural food cookery teacher. Today I'd like to demonstrate how to make a lemon mayonnaise, and a lot of people are afraid of making mayonnaise and a lot of people have trouble doing it, but from my experience it can be fairly simple. So I want to give some groundwork on how to do a good mayonnaise that's not only nice to eat, but also one that is going to bring lots of nutritional value to the diet as well. We often think of salad dressings as the naughty part of a salad, but if we do make it with quality ingredients, it can actually be added benefit to our meal. So for a number of my clients, they aren't able to have vinegar, they need to avoid fermented foods, and so the shop-bought mayonnaise is not an option for them. And so using a lemon based mayonnaise, where we replace the vinegar with lemon juice, it makes a nice option for a salad accompaniment. The other thing that I'll be using is extra virgin olive oil. Now, extra virgin olive oil is packed full of nutrients. One in particular is called polyphenols, and the polyphenols are what give us the benefits for heart health and skin health. So many nutrients within those polyphenols. Now, it's the polyphenols, however, that bring a slightly bitter taste to extra virgin olive oil, particularly when it's blended and incorporated into a salad dressing. Now, you may find that you get used to that and quite like it. I quite like that bitter side effect. In fact, the more bitter it is, the more packed with polyphenols and the more nutritionally beneficial it may be. So we can get used to that. And also, once you've made it, that bitterness does tend to reduce after 1 or 2 days in the fridge. You can only keep homemade mayonnaise for up to 5 days in the fridge. It must be refrigerated all the time because you've got raw egg in there, and that should be kept refrigerated when you're not using it. If you find that the extra virgin olive oil is just a bit too strong, the taste is a little bit too strong for you, use a light olive oil that's a blend of extra virgin olive oil and some refined olive oils, and that will be lighter in colour, lower in polyphenols, so not quite so beneficial, but still it's going to be one of the best options for using an oil in a salad dressing. So the key for making a mayonnaise is low and slow. You want your food processor or your mixer to be on the lowest setting possible, and you want to add the oil as slowly as possible. So I'm going to pop into my jar. I'm going to use a jar so you can see what I'm doing. So I'll just get the egg out. And also, when I make it direct in a jar, it means that I don't have any waste transferring from the mixer into a jar to store it. So I make it directly into the jar I'm going to be keeping in the fridge. So 1 egg, and to that we want to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So start off with about a tablespoon, which is about half a lemon. Okay, to that we're going to add just a pinch of English mustard powder, not enough to make it hot, just a pinch, which brings a depth of flavour to that. That's the yellow mustard, just a tiny amount. And we're also going to add just a pinch of salt. You can either use a low salt, which is a potassium-sodium balanced, which helps to reduce sodium intake and increase potassium intake, which is very helpful for the majority of people. If you are on medication to support your kidney or other medications, you may want to check that you're okay to take some extra potassium in that potassium sodium salt. I've just used a pinch of pink Himalayan salt, which has got some sodium, but it's also got lovely trace minerals in there as well. So just a small amount. Now I'm going to pop my food processor in, and remember, low and slow, so I've turned it to the lowest setting possible. Before I do that though, I'm just going to add in some garlic. This is optional, you don't have to use garlic, but it really does bring a Mediterranean flavour to the mayonnaise. just a small clove. So turn the food processor on the lowest setting. Now to that, I've got 1 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to add that almost a teaspoon at a time. I'm going to drizzle it in very, very slowly, very, very carefully. The slower you go, the less likely you are to have a problem with your mayonnaise. So lowest setting, and I'm going to just drizzle this olive oil in. Don't be tempted to rush. The slower you go, the better. It doesn't matter if you stop like I have just now. Have a little rest every now and again, just then go back to it. Now as the mayonnaise begins to thicken, you'll actually hear a difference in sound. The tone will begin to drop a little bit. So listen out. You can also begin to see the mayonnaise sit on the top, that the oil sit on the top of the mayonnaise, so you know that the mayonnaise is getting thicker and it's taking more work to incorporate the oil into what's already been blended. We're nearly there now. You want it to be fairly firm. This is still a tiny bit too runny. Just a little bit more oil in there. I think that's the job. There we are, a firm mayonnaise. So if I put it on the spoon, it just takes, there we are, a little bit runny perhaps still. It will thicken up a little bit more in the fridge. I've got about a tablespoon more of oil there. I'm just going to continue to add that. Perfect. And there we have our thick, nutritious, delicious mayonnaise. We've got the tartness of the lemon juice, and we've got the zing of the garlic. So I'm just going to taste a little bit. That's good. I've got the bitterness, the strong depth of flavour coming from the extra virgin olive oil. So if you don't like that strength of flavour, then you can obviously use a light olive oil, as I mentioned. At this stage, if you want, you can sprinkle in some chives. So I've got some dried chives here. I'm just going to put in a half a teaspoon or so. Just stir that round. And then here I've got a dish that I'd prepared previously, the vegetable and bean burgers over a salad bed. I'm just going to drizzle some of that mayonnaise across that, over the salad and over the beans. And then you can pop some more in a dish, a little ramekin dish on the table for people to add their own. There we are. So there you've got lemon mayonnaise, no vinegar, extra virgin olive oil, so it's packed with those wonderful health-giving polyphenols. Thanks for watching. Do check out my website www.nutritionhelp.com, where I've got lots more recipes on the blog, and you can find out more about who I am and what I do. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. See you soon. Bye bye for now.